Hello, I'm Sam from Lindo Guitars, and today we're going to be checking out this absolutely gorgeous instrument, the Lindo Earth. This slimline electroacoustic guitar is jam-packed full of loads of really premium and unique features, and it looks absolutely incredible. Let's go over some of those features. So the Earth is really an evolution of a guitar that we used to make called the Slimline SE. And just like the Slimline SE, this thing is all about the wood. Lindo have a bit of a reputation for using some pretty special graphic art designs on their guitars, but when you get wood that looks this good, you don't want to cover it up, and with this all natural gloss finish, it certainly isn't. The front of the body is made out of burled figured tamo ash. Now burl, or burr in British English, refers to when a tree grows in a deformed or unusual manner, and it's highly sought after in woodwork because it creates these really beautiful, intricate grain structures, as you can see here. Every single Earth guitar will have a completely unique and beautiful grain structure, so you really can own a guitar like no other. The back and sides of this guitar are equally unique and are made out of a flat-sawn West African timber called Microbilina brasiliensis, also known as zebra wood. Once again, this is a really interesting and unique grain structure, partly due to its flat-sawn nature, and it just gives the guitar such an awesome and unique vibe. Now the body also features some gorgeous baked maple binding going around the side of the guitar, along with some abalone seashell purfling on the front and the back, which again is a subtle touch but just gives this guitar such a premium feel. Now the sound hole, or the sound holes as I should probably be saying, are pretty big talking points on this guitar, as you can imagine, and to a large part where the name of the guitar actually came from. The second, smaller sound hole is in orbit around the larger sound hole, just like the Earth and Moon, hence the name, the Earth. From an aesthetic point of view, I think the offset sound hole looks amazing, but obviously it's a lot more than an aesthetic decision, because it affects the tone of the guitar pretty significantly. Placing the sound hole up here actually increases the bass response of the guitar and adds a really rich and nice bottom end despite the slimline body. It's also quite an interesting playing experience because obviously the sound is actually being projected much closer to your head and ears, which leads to a really intimate and interesting feel when you're playing. Now the fretboard is obviously a very eye-catching feature on the Earth, and it's actually a maple fretboard. And this really beautiful kind of oceany turquoise colour is achieved by soaking the maple wood in dye. The dye soaks right through to the core of the wood, creating a really durable fretboard that isn't going to perish or wear over time. The fretboard also features some absolutely stunning mother-of-pearl floral inlays that look fantastic. Right, so finally in terms of wood, and I'm sorry, I know there's a lot to go through, but we've got this absolutely gorgeous looking composite neck. Now this neck looks absolutely amazing, but it's a lot more than just an aesthetic feature. Firstly, it's a more environmentally conscious design choice than a traditional guitar neck, because the manufacturing processes involved use considerably less waste. And then secondly, the composite wood we use is actually incredibly strong and handles humidity and temperature changes really well, ensuring that this guitar is going to stay perfectly set up throughout the whole year. The back of the neck features one of my favourite things on this guitar, which is this beautiful turquoise skunk stripe, which is kind of reminiscent of a river, again paying homage to the name of the guitar and the beautiful planet that we live on. In terms of other interesting construction features on the Earth, the guitar actually features a hollowed out bracing design, which essentially lowers the internal mass of the guitar and helps the body resonate much better, leading to a guitar that sounds really full of life when you play it, and it also makes the guitar that little bit lighter, which is a nice bonus too. Hardware wise, we have a bone nut and a bone saddle, which again contribute to the really great resonance and sustain of the Earth. And then we've got these chrome Lindo machine head tuners that provide excellent tuning stability. And then another one of my favourite features on this guitar, we have these really beautiful brass bridge pins, which again is a really subtle feature, but just is such a lovely premium touch. The Earth also features glow-in-the-dark fret markers running up the neck, which means you'll always be able to see what you're playing, even if you're on a dimly lit stage. This guitar is super comfortable to play. It's got a nice modern C-shaped feeling neck that feels great in your hands, nice and low action, and then a really nice cutaway up here which gives you great access to those higher frets, making the Earth ideal for both rhythm guitar players and lead guitar players. Acoustically, the Earth sounds great. It's got a lovely balanced tone, with a surprising and very welcome amount of bottom end for a thin line acoustic guitar, partially due to the offset sound hole. It sounds beautiful and articulate when you're playing intricate finger-picking patterns, while still retaining a really beautiful, harmonically rich euphony of sound when strumming chords. One of the coolest features on the Earth is the fact that it's the first full-size guitar we do, which features the BS3M preamp. Now this is a really interesting bit of kit because, along with the standard piezo that you would expect under the bridge here, BS3M also features an internal sound hole microphone. I find this really helps capture the intimacy and the roundness of an acoustic guitar performance that is sometimes slightly lost when just recording with a piezo. It generally just brings the guitar recording alive and makes it feel a little bit more characterful. And along with that, it also increases the bass response a little bit more, which just leads to a really lovely, warm and rich tone. So in terms of controlling the preamp, we've got a volume knob just here, and then we've got a 3-band EQ, so bass, middle and treble, and then we've got this mixer knob up here, which basically controls the ratio between the sound hole microphone and the piezo, which is obviously really useful. And then we've got this notch knob here, which actually just cuts out any unwanted frequencies that might be causing feedback, which is another really useful feature. It's also got a low battery light, so you'll know if it's about to run out of battery, so it's never going to die on you on stage, which is obviously a very handy thing to have. And then it's got a tuner, so to turn on the tuner you just hit this button just here, the LED screen will light up and you can really quickly and easily get your guitar in tune. Last but not least, it's also got a phase button, which essentially reverses the polarity of the audio signal, which just mitigates any potential phase issues you could have, which again is a nice handy feature. Now, one thing that we're always really proud of here at Lindo Guitars is that every single one of our instruments gets a full professional setup right here in our Bristol headquarters before we ship them out to you. This ensures that when one of our guitars arrives on your doorstep, it's going to be playing and sounding great straight out of the box. So that's pretty much all of the features. So let's get into the most important thing, which is of course how this thing sounds. First up, I'll mic up the guitar so that you can get a really accurate representation of what it sounds like acoustically in a room, and then I'll plug it in so that you can get an idea of what the preamp sounds like too. So this has been a quick little overview of the Lindo Earth. You can find this guitar, along with loads of other amazing models, on our website. Thank you for watching, and take care.